Hard Time 3 is an amazing game. It's one of the most in-depth experiences I've ever played, but it's not good. It's like the video of this skier breaking both his ankles. It's not funny, but it is hilarious.
Ooh. Ow! Fuck! My ankles are broken!
On a similar level, Hard Time 3 is a game that you should go out and buy just to kind of marvel at, like a deformed animal who's great at wrestling. But to tell the story of Hard Time 3, you really need to tell the story of one man, M. Dickey, or Matt Dickey. I encourage everyone to check out his website, but I'll read the About page to you right now, because it's just heartwarming. Since the turn of the 21st century, this site has charted my attempts to redefine what an individual can achieve in gaming. Taking independent game development literally, I preside over every inch of the project, from the design and the programming, through to the graphics and even the music. From that vantage point, I have been able to satisfy my thirst for innovation and make games that I would want to play, free from the bureaucracy of a team. I also work at a surprisingly swift pace, with no compromises on my vision. The results aren't always pretty and are easy to criticize, but the whole tends to be greater than the sum of its parts, as a growing number of prospective players have discovered. Over the years, my work ethic has transcended gaming and has come to represent a positive and proactive approach to life. I mean, what an opener. How aren't you gonna play that guy's games? Because he talked a lot of shit on modern game development. Just like me. The man works with no compromising on his vision. And how does that vision look? Well, not good. But this is a channel that doesn't really care about graphics. We play Cruelty Squad and Stranglehold, then move on to Fire Emblem ROM hacks. I truly believe graphics don't matter. I only care about gameplay, and how is the gameplay? It's hard to fucking control. That's how it is. It's important to understand that M. Dickey started his development career making wrestling simulators. Not games, simulators. He built an in-depth grappling system where movement is on the back burner, and he's imported this system into what looks like all of his games. So yeah, this prison simulator is actually just a wrestling game that takes place in a prison. I mean, when you start to play, you'll be shocked by just how hard it is to move across the map. The game opens with you picking an established character within that universe. This character will have their own name, appearance, reputation, stats, and pretty much everything else. You get assigned to a cell for a few days, and your only goal from there is to stay out of trouble and to stay alive. But just like with real prison, it's not as simple as it sounds. You'll be harassed by guards, cellmates, and gang leaders, tasked with various objectives from joining gangs, stealing shit, to simply watching people. And you gotta keep in mind, this is not a realistic prison simulator. I mean, there are guns and chainsaws on the floor of the cells. You're only sentenced to a month of hard time, and everyone's peeing their pants for some reason. You can get out of prison too, by either escaping or serving out your term sentence. And if you joined a gang, they might try to fuck with your civilian life as you reconnect with your old prison hookup. And if that all sounds surprisingly in-depth, it really is. And it's shocking because this game is so clearly a wrestling game. I mean, you punch to pick up objects, and like 70% of the quests are simply, hey, look at this person, or hey, don't be seen by that person, or hey, rebuild this furniture, which is the same animation you'd use to pick a piece of furniture up in a wrestling game before you hit someone over the head with it, only it just kind of snaps back into play. Which brings me back to what I was saying at the start of this video. Is any of this really good? No. But it is amazing. And it's hard not to find it kind of endearing when you see just how much work M. Dickey is putting into this game. I mean, he even made the instruction manual by hand, and it just looks awesome. It's a simple Word document, but I love it. But the real feather in this cap is that when you dive into this insanity, you can do it with a friend. This game features seamless co-op, in which your buddy can just take control of a random character on the screen, and then you and a friend can spend countless hours just figuring out how to pee in an acceptable way in prison. It is really, really, really far from a perfect or even a good game. But if you are feeling a little silly and want to support someone who's truly living their vision, I recommend you give Hard Time 3 a shot. With the Game Standard here at Tibbs TV, I'm Jonathan Rosenblum.